There is a lot of hype regarding Cursed City. Does it live up to the hype? Let's find out.
That the entirety of the cosmos is accessible to each and every individual's mind, connecting to the great mind, the great spirit.
Welcome back to the channel, collectors. Today we'll have a closer look of the contents of the latest launch, Cursed City, and how we intend to paint out these miniatures. So to be honest, the box is really heavy. However, is it worth the money? Is it worth the investment? Let's take a closer look and let's find out. Firstly, I'd like to speak about the paint direction I'm going to take with the Cursed City miniatures and how I intend to paint out every single character in this game. So as you guys know, the hype for Games Workshop usually just lasts about 1-2 weeks before they hype up the new product. So I really need to paint this fast and paint it really quickly. Not only that I have to paint the miniatures really fast, I've got to make sure that they really stand out on the tabletop as well as look super good on photographs. So the general idea is to have them look distinct and impactful on the tabletop. However, I got to do it really quick. So how do I intend to do this? I'll be applying what I've learned from Big Child Creatives and painting their miniatures. I want to make sure that I paint the light side really strong and still emphasize the form of the miniature through the rim light as seen from Big Child Creatives. So anyway, I'm going to share with you guys a broad overview of how I intend to paint all the miniatures in a span of about 2 to 3 days, and this is how I intend to do it. Firstly, I will just quickly assemble the miniatures. Secondly, I will prime the miniatures black and have a side zenithal spray of white. This will give me a light sketch without taking the black and white photographs, which I usually do. And thirdly, I'll be spraying a red color rim light from one of the sides of the miniature so that we can showcase the form of the miniatures, which is obscured in shadow. Lastly, we'll quickly base and quickly layer up the areas that are exposed to light and have a really impactful art style. So what I'm trying to emulate is I'm trying to paint really quickly and paint it just like the Massive Darkness 2 miniatures as seen on Big Child Creatives. Enough about me talking about how I intend to paint the miniatures. Let's dive in and look at the contents of Cursed City. Right, so now we're going to unbox Cursed City. As you can see, the box is not really thick. And let's have a look at the back. So you can see all the miniatures that you're getting. These are the characters, and these are more or less the bad guys that you're going to face, and you're going to get a lot of grunts. Okay, so let's just use the knife and let's cut this open. So just moving up the shrink wrap, and let's remove the contents of the box to see what's inside. So now that we have opened up the box, let's look at the miniatures that are inside the box. Right, so up front you will see all the miniatures here. These are probably the heroes. So the heroes come in a different sprue, in a different color, right here, so you can see. And these are the bad guys. So it looks like the Beskar is really large. And I think these are the zombie ogres that you're getting from the set. So this is just a quick view of the miniatures. We're going to be assembling the miniatures soon, and we'll have some 360 and prime shots of them so that you can see the details on them, and we'll definitely have tutorials on how to paint them. So this is a character replica of the wolf. He's done separately, so I believe that he might be packaged separately in the future. And here you have the bats, the rats, Uffengard, and some of the other creeps that are coming around. Alright, so while there are over 40 miniatures, it doesn't look like a lot of plastic in this box. So all in all, the game comes with 8 really detailed and awesome looking heroes. So let's look at them in 360, and we'll even put in a Space Marine so that you get some size comparisons on these heroes. Shall we? Let's go! So first up, we have Jelson Darroch, the Vampire Slayer. He's looking really good, slightly taller than a Space Marine. Captain Imelda. Alright. Right here we have Kolectiv, and she's really dynamic, really like the pose. I broke the leg already, whoops. Next up we have Deck 9 Holdenstock. This Kidron Overlord is really nice for non-metallic metal, and my favorite hero of them all, Brutok. Yes, I'm gonna get him painted really beautifully. So next we have Cleona, and next up we have Glorio, and lastly we have Octon Glimpse Cry. This really creepy guy. After looking at the heroes, let's look at the baddies of Ulfenkan. We're just also gonna look at them in 360 and have some comparison using a Space Marine. So first up we have the big bad of them all, Radika the Wolf. Then moving on, next we have the Chamberlain. Yep. And moving on we have the Watch Captain of the Ulfen Watch. Then the two zombie ogres right here. These guys are the Kosagi Night Guard. Really like how rotten they are. And we have the Vikors Bloodborne, and 3 of them. I guess this one's the leader with his 2 other brother and sister, cousins of one of the heroes. And next we have the Gravekeeper Goslav, and the biggest one of them all we have the Vescale. I really like how all of them are sculpted, and as you can see, this one towers over the Space Marine. After looking at the miniatures, what else comes with the City box? Come, let's dive deeper into the City box and see what else is provided. This box is still pretty heavy, so let's have a look. Why is it so heavy? So just some generic poster, no big deal here. Okay, so this is the rulebook for City and the instructions. We're not going to look into this, we'll just probably have some playthrough in the future. Alright, so one thing that I've seen in other unboxings is that they do not provide just the same amount of ziplock as they did in Blackstone. So I think that's such a waste, because Blackstone really did a really good job. So these are the character sheets and the character cards. So as you can see, these are the damages and damage tables of what the characters can do. Radika's right at the back. Okay. So some errata here. Okay, it's nice that errata is in full color too. Alright. Bases, don't want to lose any of the bases. One small ziplock for some more bases, and many dice. Okay. So if you get the book, you're gonna get a free character sheet, which I probably think that you should get, because the FOMO is really real for Warhammer Quest. Once the stuff is released, you probably won't get them re-released, and you can also get them for a really high price as people scout all this stuff on eBay. So lastly, we're going to look at the game boards, which is the setting of Ulfenkan. And now we have the game boards. So the game boards look really, ziplocks, really nice. But anyways, these are the game boards and the tokens. There are a lot of tokens and a lot of game boards, but the cardboard is of course, as usual, high quality from Games Workshop. And these are the contents for City. So I hope you enjoyed yourself, and we will be assembling some of the miniatures. I'm definitely excited to play the game because I played Blackstone myself, and it's a very simple game for a very simple mind. And I think that quickly painting up the miniatures will allow me to really enjoy the game, because I enjoy playing the game fully painted. I'm also very surprised that after all the talk about the number of miniatures that we are getting, there is a very small amount of sprues that we are getting, and it shows that Games Workshop has mastered the art of squeezing many miniatures onto very little sprues. Also, do stay tuned, as there will be a playlist links in the description below on how we're going to paint up City, and you don't want to miss any of these videos. If you want to support the channel, give me a like and subscribe, because it really helps me out, and why not head on to the Patreon and buy me a coffee. Alright, so I'll see you guys when I paint up City. See you!